The impact of this small mobile phone is so severe that it is changing the brain chemistry of millions of children. A 3-year-old doesn't eat until his mother plays cartoons on the phone. This story plays out in numerous homes. This case is so scary that you'll be shaken. A 5-year-old couldn't speak properly because his parents were busy all day and didn't have time for the child. So the child watched TV all day long. The lack of critical social interaction can cause development delays, virtual autism, language issues, obesity, myopia, and so much more. Today, children spend less time outdoors than prisoners. Many people use phones to escape as relief from daily life, just like some others use alcohol and cigarettes. Screens have hypnotized children to such an extent that the mother even fell down coughing in front of her children. But the children remained glued to the screen. This is similar to a drug addict's reaction. Hello friends. Imagine an Indian middle-class family in the 1990s. It's evening. The father reads a newspaper on the sofa. The mother sits next to him and talks about everything that happened that day. The 10-year-old daughter asks her parents to help her in her math homework. And the 3-year-old son is playing with his toy cars on the floor. Everyone is physically and mentally present at the same place. They are talking, laughing, building a connection. Now imagine an Indian middle-class family in 2025. Another evening, the father scrolls through the news on his phone. The mother watches a TV show on an OTT platform. The 10-year-old daughter is in another corner checking Instagram stories. And the 3-year-old boy sits on the floor watching YouTube shorts on his tablet. Though they are physically present in one place, they are mentally lost in their separate digital worlds. No sounds, no conversations, no connection. Only the blue light of the screens falling on their faces. At first glance, it may seem like a harmless scene, but behind it lies some dangerous consequences. Few people are talking about this epidemic, but it has such a terrifying impact on our children, on our new generation, that you will be shocked to see it. Friends, come let's find out the truth of screen addiction based on the latest scientific research in this video. In October 2024, more than 70,000 parents living in urban areas in India were surveyed. More than 66% of the parents said that their children are addicted to social media, OTT, or online games. 58% of the parents even said that this addiction has led to increased aggression and impatience in children. But the most alarming statistic is that the World Health Organization recommends that the screen time of children under 2 years of age should be 0. The maximum screen time of toddlers between 2 to 4 years should be 1 hour per day. But according to an analysis by IIMS Raipur, in India, the average daily screen time of children under 5 years of age is 2.2 hours. And the average screen time of children under 2 years is 1.2 hours, while it should be 0. Many parents might think that it doesn't make any difference if they give a phone to a child for 1 to 2 hours a day, thinking that it'll be all right. Friends, I used to think this too for a long time. What difference does it make? But now my son is 10 months old, and I did a lot of research on this. I talked to many parenting experts, and I was really surprised by what I learned. Come, let's try to understand this better through Arav's story. Arav was a 9-year-old boy from Gurgaon, Haryana, with 2 working parents. When Arav was only 1 year old, his parents started giving him a smartphone due to their busy schedule. Initially, they thought that it was a convenient solution. The child remained quiet and the parents could work. But gradually, after a few months, Arav got used to the phone. He ate only when he had a phone. It became impossible for his parents to feed him without a phone. This was a clear warning sign, but the parents ignored it. When Arav turned 4, the parents gave him his own phone. Instead of playing outside, he got busy with the phone. His parents were afraid that outside, he would mix with children they didn't like, so they started encouraging this habit. This went on for the next few months and years. One day, Arav's eyes got so weak that he had to get glasses. But the parents didn't find it strange because both the parents had glasses. Then one day, a few weeks later, Arav started complaining of a headache. When he was taken to the doctor instructed that he should be kept away from the screen. The reason for his headache could be the screens. But by this time, Arav's phone addiction had increased so much that whenever his parents tried to take away his phone, Arav would start throwing tantrums. He would go hit his head on the wall, just like a drug addict. Friends, Arav's case is not an isolated example. All over the country, all over the world, there are thousands of such stories of children like Arav. On the internet, you will find thousands of videos where parents show their crying children. Children throwing tantrums if they are not given screens. Children cannot spend more time outdoors because they're stuck to the screens. Their exposure to daylight and natural light decreases. And this increases the risk of myopia. Myopia is the condition where you can't see things at a distance. Well, myopia is becoming another epidemic. Because of the advent of digital technology over the last 2 years, globally, myopia is getting increasingly common. And according to the Association of Community Ophthalmologists of India, if this continues, then by 2050, half of the children in India will be affected by myopia, and they'll need to wear glasses. I have talked about this in detail in this video, about how you can protect your eyes and avoid needing glasses, so I won't repeat those points. You can watch this video later. Now let's come to the second major impact, sleep disorder. With too much screen time, the sleep cycle among kids gets ruined, and there's an increased risk of getting sleep disorders like insomnia. In a review of 67 different studies done on children aged 5 to 17, it was found that with more screen time, the total sleep time of the children decreases. This included a study from Finland on children aged 3 to 6. It found that with an hour increase in screen time, there's a decline in the sleep duration by 10 minutes. Similarly, in a study in China on children of the same age group, it was found that with an hour increase in the screen time, there's a 12% increase in the risk of developing a sleep disorder. This is because of the melatonin hormone, which helps us sleep. This hormone is produced in humans when the lights are turned off. This informs our body that it's night and time to sleep. But the lights emitted by electronic devices suppress this hormone. This causes sleep delay at night and reduces the duration of our deep sleep. This effect is seen in adults too. But children are even more sensitive. The melatonin suppression in children is twice that than in adults. There are many secondary negative impacts of not getting enough sleep. Their performance in school gets affected. It impacts their learning. And there's an increased risk of developing other psychological problems. Like, look at the videos of these sleeping kids. While sleeping, they are scrolling through the air. A huge indication of screen addiction. The third point is obesity. Due to their screen time, the risk of obesity in children increases, and the reason is very obvious. The kids don't participate in physical activities outside because they are on their screens at home. This has revealed a shocking fact in America. Today, the kids in America spend less time outdoors than prisoners in jails. Similarly, in a survey in the UK, 1,000 children were asked what they thought about sports in school. 23% of the children said that playing video games on the computer is also a form of exercise. I mentioned how many parents give their kids phones to feed them. This increases their dependency in future too. To be on screens every time they eat. This has also been seen in studies that people who eat while using screens consume more calories, increasing their risk of weight gain. This was true for the 18-month-old Shub too. He didn't eat until his mother played cartoons on the phone. If you're a parent, and this story plays out in your home too, don't be scared. This can be reversed. But you need to understand child psychology and brain science. To understand this better, here, I'd like to recommend Riddhi Deora's 90-minute-long parenting masterclass. Riddhi is a parenting coach who has transformed the lives of more than 200,000 parents. In her masterclass, she'll teach you how to raise happy and confident kids. Here, she'll talk about child psychology and parent psychology and why children are so addicted to screens, how parents lose control over it, and how to break that pattern. This masterclass and many useful resources are available on my new platform, edaria.io. I launched this platform recently, That's why you can attend this masterclass at Rs 99 only. Only Rs 99 to bring about a life-changing transformation in your parenting. The link is given in the description below, or you can scan this QR code. Now, let's get back to our topic. A survey conducted in Mumbai, Pune, Ahmedabad and Bengaluru found that more than 80% of the mothers let their children watch TV while feeding them, so that they will eat peacefully. But there's a big downside. Because they are so focused on the screen, children hold the food in their mouth for a longer time. This increases the risk of getting cavities. They don't even chew the food properly. This leads to digestion-related issues. These may still feel insignificant to you, compared to the problems I haven't mentioned yet. Friends, screen time is directly linked to the mental development among children. If they are on their screens too much, it literally alters their brain structure. The executive functioning skills that should develop during the first few years remain weak. For those who don't know, executive skills help us in almost everything throughout our lives, like emotional control, social interaction with people, the internal motivation to achieve a goal. Later on, it shapes how the individual handles education, relationships, job success, self-confidence, and taking care of themselves. In this study published in JAMA Pediatrics, it was found that the longer the screen time of children under the age of 1 is, the executive functioning of those children at 9 years old is proportionately bad. It changes the parietal lobe of the brain, affecting the ability of the children to process sensory information like the touch, heat, cold, and pain. This unfortunate video shows this clearly. In this, the mother pretends to cough in front of her children, and then lies down as if going through some serious health issue. Normally, if any child sees their mother like this, they'll be concerned, would try to help. But as you can see in this video, only 1 child out of the 3 brings water for the mother. The other 2 don't even take off their eyes from the TV, as if the TV screen has them hypnotized. Actually, this is similar to the state of hypnosis. The bright colors on the screen, fast-moving images, repetitive patterns, sound effects are all designed to disconnect you from the real world, leading to an intense level of focused attention. This makes children addicted. There are some terrible YouTube channels like Cocomelon. They exploit this vulnerability in children and deliberately show such things that make children addicted. We will talk about the exact techniques they use later in this video. Before that, let's talk about the developmental delays, another horrifying impact of screen time. In Udhampur, Jammu, there was a case where Priya's daughter was saying words like mumma and papa when she was 2. But after this, she was so exposed to the screens that her speech development stopped. When she was 5, she could speak only a few words. After that, Priya took her for speech therapy for a year, but she still couldn't form complete sentences. I spoke to parenting coach Riddhi Diora to find out if such speech delays can really be caused by the overuse of screens. So they said that their 3-year-old child was not speaking at all. He could say words like mummy, papa, but not connecting words. He couldn't join words to form sentences. So they took their kid to the doctors, and the child went through extensive assessment and evaluation. It was then revealed that the kid had a high screen time. And then the doctors checked what he watched on the devices. It was found that the kid watched Tom and Jerry, like 90% of the time. And because Tom and Jerry are both mute characters, they don't speak. They do their actions and run about. So the child was trying to mimic that in real life. How to do things without speaking. How to get others to do things without speaking to them. He assumed that's how the real world works. He tried to just be that. Friends, this is because of an interesting reason. Children are social learners. They won't start talking if you'll simply introduce them to the words. There are 2 important things that help them talk. The first is interaction. Not just one-way talk, but a 2-way interaction, where you say something and the child hears it, and the child says something and you hear it. And the second thing is studying your face and gestures. Children look at lip movements subconsciously to see how your lips and tongue move when you say a word. And the problem is that in screens, neither of these is possible. Because screens are two-dimensional, so it's not possible to gauge the lip movements properly. On top of it, most children are shown cartoons, where the lip movements don't match those in real life. That's why it isn't possible to learn how to speak just by watching cartoons. But instead of cartoons, even if you show a real person on the screen, it won't work. Because it would be one-sided interaction. A real-life interaction is two-sided. When a child speaks, a parent reacts. The parent's reaction often tells the child whether they spoke correctly or not. The way the parent motivates them to speak, encourages them to speak. It's not possible to do this by watching videos on screens. I would like to show you this amazing video to help you understand exactly how a child studies lip movements and learns to speak a new word. A child learns to speak only when he is encouraged. Children mimic not only the words used by their parents, but also the body language. But with the phone turned on, such interaction is not possible. That's why the child's language development is incomplete. In a survey of 421 parents of children aged 2.5 to 4 years, when either the parents or the children are busy on the phone, the children's grammar and vocabulary remains weak. Just before this call, I had a masterclass. One mom was saying that she's a working mother, so she allowed some extra screen time for her child when she worked, because of which the child had so much speech delay. The child is now 12 years old. He's still dealing with speech delay. Even at 12, apart from language delay, sitting in front of the screen makes the body inactive. So the children's motor skills that helps us walk and move our hands and feet are used minimally, so they remain weak. According to this research, done on more than 7,000 children, if a child under the age of 1 gets 1 to 4 hours of screen time, then by the time he's 2, his communication and problem-solving skills is delayed by 3 times. If the screen time is more than 4 hours, then the delay in communication skills is almost 5 times. The delay in the movement of the small muscles of the hands, fingers and wrists, and the delay in personal and social skills is also almost at 2 times. During the COVID pandemic, there was a case in Ahmedabad where a couple kept their daughter at home and let her spend time in front of screens. As a result, even at 4 years old, she could barely walk and spoke little to not at all. Rohan went through something similar, the child of 2 working professionals. When it became difficult to feed him at the age of 2, his father would show him cartoon videos on his phone. Gradually, the parents observed that Rohan started mimicking the voices of cartoon characters and repeated their dialogues. But after a few years, as his screen time increased, he started showing severe ADHD symptoms. ADHD means attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. He had problems focusing. He didn't have any interest in social interactions. He couldn't sit still like his classmates in pre-nursery. It got so difficult to handle him, and he would throw such tantrums when he wasn't given a phone, that the parents had to take him to a doctor. In addition, some reports saw an indirect link between screen time and autism. It is called virtual autism. It includes social withdrawal, lack of social skills, language and communication delays, and attention disorder. A user posted on Twitter that something similar happened to a child in his family. The mother was busy with work at home, and the father used to be at office. Neither of them had time for the child. The child watched TV all day long, and at the age of 2.5 years, he developed autism. He has been undergoing treatment for the past 3 years, but he speaks only a few words. Friends, these were for the infants and toddlers, so you might think that when children grow up, when they are 9 to 10 years old, it might be okay to give them screens. It won't have such negative impacts. If you think so, you are wrong. According to a meta-analysis of 117 studies on 10.5-year-olds, the children who have a higher screen time are at a greater risk of suffering from anxiety and depression later on. It's normal to be anxious or upset about things in our lives, but when such children face these problems, they tend to rely more on screens to cope with everything else, and it becomes a dangerous cycle, a downward spiral. Many times, children who are already struggling emotionally use phones and video games as an escape, just like some adults use alcohol as an escape. It gives some relief in the beginning, but gradually, it worsens their emotional issues. They don't learn to cope with their problems by talking to people in real life. They get deeper into depression, insomnia, and loneliness. The biggest downside of excessive screen time is addiction, which happened to Arav. It works like any other addiction. Playing video games or watching online engaging content releases dopamine in the brain, and the kids feel good. This activates the reward system of the brain. When this happens repeatedly, the brain gradually gets used to that level of dopamine. This is known as reduced reward sensitivity. Once this happens, to feel the same level of pleasure as before, the kid will need more dopamine, so he'll spend more time online. 12-year-old Kishan in 6th grade suffered through an extreme case. During the COVID pandemic, he was attending online classes on a tablet. Initially, he used the tablet only for studies, but eventually he started playing online games. He started watching movies and videos, he got on social media, and eventually got addicted. Kishan stopped talking to his family members too. He lost all interest in playing with his siblings, he stopped asking for food, and when he'd be given food, he ate only half as much as he ate before. His sleep cycle was disrupted and he couldn't sleep well at night. When some tests were run, it was found that he was malnourished and had low hemoglobin levels. Additionally, he used to be depressed and anxious, and eventually, the parents had to take him to a psychiatrist. A child in 10th grade wanted a phone. The mother refused because he needed to focus on his board exams that year. The child fought with the mother that he needed one because all his friends had one too. But the mother didn't give in, so the child stole Rs 15,000 tons from his mother's purse, and he went and got a phone. His mother didn't know about it for a while, that her child has a phone. She found out when the principal of the school informed her that her child has a phone. This addiction begins with seemingly harmless content, like Cocomelon. If you watch it, you might not notice anything wrong with it. It's a simple cartoon, teaching kids numbers, letters, colors, and basic things like daily activities. Nothing seems harmful. But the way the content of Cocomelon is designed, that's the real danger. These cartoon videos use extremely saturated colors. They play energetic music, and the scene changes rapidly every 2 to 3 seconds. Not a single second goes by without some movement. Even when the characters are standing, they keep on move ever so slightly, so that there's some movement on the screen at all times. These are scientifically engineered to attract the attention of the children. This is done to get kids addicted to Cocomelon. If you look up Cocomelon effect on social media, you will see videos by numerous parents where children behave like addicts when Cocomelon is played. Cocomelon's fast-paced videos decreases the focus and attention span among kids, so the other slow and monotonous activities of daily life seems boring to them. That's why they lose interest in real life after getting addicted to this digital world. Many parents have complained online that their kids are experiencing anger issues, ADHD, autism, and speech delays because of Cocomelon. Some say that children start behaving like zombies. All this because of this seemingly harmless cartoon content. So friends, what's the solution to all this? It's simple, but will be difficult to implement. Keep your young children, at least those under the age of 2, away from screens in all circumstances. I would go as far as to say that there is no need to give screens to 5-year-olds. I won't allow my child to watch my YouTube videos until he's 5, and neither should you. Any type of online videos, whether mine or someone else's, even cartoons, keep these away from young children. Many parents use screens as convenience. But do remember, for this convenience, you are trading off your child's physical health, mental health, and their future. This cost that you'll have to pay you won't feel it in the present moment. But by the time you start feeling it, it might be too late. So, I feel like the child is not addicted to the screen, but our children are addicted to what the screen gives them. The screens give your child attention, validation, approval, connection, presence, and when they can't find these in the real world, They are more drawn towards screens. They feel like the screen is their best friend because the screen listens to them and does what they want it to do. The screen gives them time and entertains them. It keeps them happy. When they don't find this in the real, actual world, they rely on the screen. If your child is somewhat addicted to screens already, don't shout at them, don't judge them. If you blame them, then to fill this emotional void, they'll go back to the screens. You don't have to put yourself and your child on opposite sides. You have to be on the same side as your child and move the screen to the other side. It's like a game where you need to fight the screen together. Many times there are cases where parents are strict about their child's screen time, but the child's grandparents or other relatives give them screens during playtime. If that's the case at your home, share this video with your relatives to let them know how dangerous it is to give screens to children. And the most important solution here is that you need to stay away from the screens in front of children. If the child sees you using the screen, then obviously he will want to use it too. According to this study by the Pediatric Research Journal, the parents who use their phones in front of their children have a higher screen time. In such cases, it won't matter how much you try to explain it, or scold the child, or try to coax them. Children learn more from action than words. If the child sees his parents be glued to screens, he will try to copy them. Apart from this, once your child is older than 5 years, you can set a strict time limit for your child and control what the child sees. Prioritize educational and interactive content. Have the kids be engaged outdoor games or activities like dance for about 3 hours a day to encourage their physical development. Once you take away screens at home, there are many creative activities you can focus on, like singing, building blocks. You can give them toys like Lego blocks to play with. You can give puzzles, teach them to read. You can play board games like Ludo and Carom. There are endless possibilities, but until you do these things with the kids, until you teach them, they won't be interested. Where's the little rabbit? Here's the little rabbit. To discourage the use of screens, you can make some screen-free zones in your home. Mark off the bedroom and the dining room as screen-free zones. Neither the parents nor the children should be allowed to use screens in these zones. Phones should be used only in some specific rooms. You can decide that yourself. But always remember to follow these rules before preaching to the children. These were the screen-related parenting tips. If you're a parent, you should definitely go deeper into child psychology and parent psychology. If you want to learn the fundamentals of calm and peaceful parenting, you can go join Riddhi Diora's Parenting Masterclass at just $99. The link is given in the description below. Friends, if you liked this video, you can now watch this video to help improve your and your child's eye health on myopia. How can you protect your eyes naturally and avoid glasses? Click here to find out. Thank you very much.